Hey everybody, Urban's here live. I'm just gonna wait for people to check in because I know it's a pop-up. So I'm just gonna wait for a little bit. Hopefully you guys get notified that I am live and can tap in. It's been a crazy few weeks, so I wasn't able to go live. So unfortunately I had to cancel a couple of weeks. But hopefully you guys tap in and see. Okay, I see somebody. Whoops. Hey GT, yep, you're first. Badass 93 Stang, Shanna. Bullshine Garden. Hey guys, it's just been crazy. Hey Texas Lala, I had to just do a pop up. I've been on the road. I'm off site at one of the Airbnb's locations. Man, busy, busy, busy. Hey Jason. Hey Bud Files. Hey Food Forest. So I'm just checking in with everybody because I know I haven't been live at my usual time, just because of how busy it is. And I'm just checking with you guys. What's keeping you busy? But man, today Today is about going to the properties and getting the outdoors cleaned up because the tenants certainly don't do it. And it's kind of late to go in in June now. It's June. I probably should have been maybe 2 weeks ago, but it's been that busy. And I still haven't finished planting all my seedlings. And for you guys who don't know, just type, did I put subscriber mode only? I usually do it. Maybe I didn't. So I don't have to deal with no trolls, but let me deal with that now. You can type hashtag urban to drop your link, and I will drop the link. I don't really have a set topic. I'm just chatting with you guys, checking in, hoping you guys are enjoying your warm weather for those of us who are here. Whoops. And the Wi-Fi might be a bit slow. As I said, I'm off site, so it is what it is. I think this is the right link. Okay. And let me quickly see if I can get subscribers mode on because I don't want to deal with hashtag urban food forest. Um, I'll type it in so you see what it's supposed to be, and then it'll drop your links. You want to let people find you easily. There's a fly in here. Get out of here. 1 second. Let me just check today's live. Let's see if I can put the and you can type in the weather and the city and state, and it will drop the weather. But give me a second to make sure that the trolls can't be causing no problems today, because we don't have time. We do not have time for trolls. I think I forgot that step just now, rushing to set up the live. That's if I can even do it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can edit it. Analytics. Settings. Hold on, I'm not looking at the chat, so give me 1 second. Whenever you're in a rush, that's when you miss what's in front of your face. Customization. Yeah, okay, subscriber mode. Save. Okay. I know some people are having problems with these trolls. Okay, I got it. Thank you for your patience. Hey, Miss V. So yeah, I'm just checking in with you guys to see how everyone's doing. It's gardening season over here, zone 5B, 6A. It's crazy busy. I said I was going to cut back on the garden, and I did, because all of my containers are not full, but somehow I'm still planting. And I had to leave the girls today, which is weird because I'm at home. I work from home, so I have to leave the hens home. So my dad went to get them some kale, and they nearly pushed him over. I told him, make sure you put the food in before you let them out. He didn't come, and then I had to let them out, and that was it. And they're quite feisty. When I try to get the nuggets, I'm like, they keep fighting over the box, and then they keep, going in the box before I could collect the eggs. So I push my hand under and get the eggs, and they're oh, it's hot today, GT. It's hot. It's been humid, and you can feel Last night there was thunder, but it didn't rain. Like it's like it's trying to rain. Hey Tom, it's trying to rain, but the rain just can't come quite yet. So it's getting very humid. I don't like air conditioning, so I put it on when I really can't take it. I find it makes me congested. It just I just try to suffer with a fan. I have the AC on here now because they asked me to put it on to make sure everything's working because the other unit, the AC broke down. So it's just me. I came inside to test it out. They said to stay for an hour. So I'll go live while I'm here. And you got to type in the weather, but it's to me, it's warm. I'm right now here sweating. We put the AC on at the other location, came here to do some work. And I actually asked them to divert. Hold on. I'm going to put Toronto. I asked them to divert I could go to a place called PV Mart, which is a subsidiary of Ace Hardware. I think you guys, yeah, for you guys, Ace Hardware. Um, it it was a good stop. I got some egg cartons because we're already in the area, and for me to get egg cartons, so it's 66 Fahrenheit. I don't know, it's humid and 68% humidity. Where I am now is more near Niagara Falls. It's much cooler, not so humid, more comfortable for me. But man, and the girls are not they go out in the morning and then they go back in and kind of hide. They're getting hot. I can notice their beaks are open. Last night they went to bed, they were hot, so I had to open up some more ventilation, make sure they're okay. Um, so I'm gonna have to get some more security like mesh put up because they need to be able to have less walls and less stuff. It's too hot. They're wearing a downfill coat and they were hot. This morning they were fine, but man, and they've been drinking water left, right, and center. I don't know if you have to do this for those who have hens. Do you guys to give them electrolytes? Because I had to be giving them some stuff to kind of keep them going. And then this is what happened because it's been like 3 weeks. So this is like all random information. Yeah, it went from a very the heat was still on because legally you have to keep the heat on until May 15th. I was still having the heat turning on at night. It was freezing. I had my down duvet, and then all of a sudden it switched. So people might say, "Oh, it's late to put the AC on for the tenants," but it was a very cold spring, and then boom, hot. So when we went there, the air conditioning cover was off, but the unit was on. So I wanted to see if they were. Anyways, that was that same rude lady, but she didn't say nothing. There's some yard work needs to be done, so we're gonna go there on. Oh, sir, sorry, I didn't see GT. I'm talking away. There's yard work needs to be done, so we're gonna head back to that town from here, do the yard work in those two. Man, just working, working, working. But also, what happened since I've been off is I think one of my hens had almost had or she had what do you call it, egg bound. She was egg bound um because she was in the outdoor, like I have my outdoor area set up now, so they have a lot more room. They have a tunnel to go from the indoor area to a 8 foot by 6, maybe 8 by 8 outdoor area. And I saw her leaning on the fence, and she just looked kind of like and I'm like, oh Lord, please don't make something happen already. They've just been here like 2 months. It hasn't even been that long. And I see her leaning and she just didn't look right. And then I see her squat, lean to one side, and I see bloop. So she got the egg out. She's one of the red sex links. They always lay by 7:30 in the morning. I know which two lay first. I know which two lay second, and I know the two that lay last. When you know your hens, you kind of know. And that late in the day, I'm like, so I went and quickly took the egg out, and then about half an hour later, she was fine. But I'm like, she didn't look. She kind of looked like she was like heads bopping around. She was falling asleep, standing up. I'm like, this doesn't look good. So I was ready to start like delving and researching, but thank God. But I think the problem was they may not have been drinking enough water because the weather shifted from the cold right to the hot. So I bought a second waterer for the outdoor area, another 5 gallon waterer. Plus, they have the 5 gallon in the inner area. So there's no, wherever area they're in, they have water because I don't think they were walking back to the waterer to get water. I think they were just staying in the play area and then they were just getting dehydrated. So I put 2 waterers out. They have one main feeder and then the outdoor area I put like the grubs and the kale and then cabbage and stuff to for them to kind of forage out there, and it's much better. I haven't seen any problems. But man, that was a close call. I'm like, GT told me he lost one. I don't need this happening. And then I went to PB Mart today, so it's my first time going there, and they had the little chicks. So I hear this little peep, peep, peep. So I'm like, oh, so they have chicks that are already in store. So it's kind of like Tractor Supply, which was interesting. Two look kind of dead though. Like they were just lay. Is that normal to just lay there? They were just laying there, like just laying there, like laying like flat. So I'm like, don't think those two look good. But they had a lot of nice stuff there, different stuff, different brands of chicken feed that I don't have at the other store. So it's nice to get some other, stuff. But I know Sam's got hers because I know you were under your husband's profile last night. Urban, is it normal for the girls to eat all day long? Well, do you have chicks? Oh, you have adults, right? Sam, you have pullets? I gave the electrolytes packets yesterday, but it has crazy instructions to make. No, hey Tori, I believe if you look at the back of the same packet, it tells you further down to make 1 gallon. So I think you put like a half a teaspoon when it tells you half a teaspoon. It gives you in grams, but that's pretty much half a teaspoon. I use my baking measuring the measuring spoons. It's about half a teaspoon. Oh, they're newborns. Yeah, they're gonna eat all day. They're gonna pick, and then yeah, that's why. Oh, I thought you were getting older ones. Yeah, they're gonna eat all day. That's why I didn't get them because I'm like I have to feed them for 6 months. The second time around, I will probably get chicks to replace the older ones. But for the first time around, I'm like I did the math. I'm like, eh, eh. But
The
and you got six
experience.
too, right, Psalms? I think she got the chicken math bad. She got the chicken math. Hey,
How
Black
many did
Gun.
she get?
I think she got six, and her place is smaller
Okay.
than mine, and she went. I said, 2 or 3. She got six. She got hype. Yeah, I want because you get hype with the breeds. Okay, I want a buff Orpington. Okay, I want this. I want the black, and you want all the colors. Okay, no problem. I got all the colors. Six. Oh, you got all buff? Okay. I wanted to get a buff, but I didn't get any buff yet. But it's just been busy. So unfortunately, I think I missed 3 weeks. It's just mad busy. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like Saturdays is like and Sundays you're running around trying to get everything done. And I work from home. It's not like so I can get some stuff done before work, at lunchtime, after work. But when it's hot, Lord. But this is what it is. When you have a short growing season, you have to kind of monopolize. And then you're also like wedding season, birthday season, graduations, retirement parties, your own barbecues and stuff. You want your own social gatherings. Hey FR, all kind of stuff. You're just trying to get it all packed. Like literally my summer's packed in. But yeah, they eat a lot. And the electrolytes, um, I bought some recently because when I went the first time, they did not have them in stock. So I suggest maybe you have more supplies in your area, Sam, but just buy what you need when you see it. I went to go buy just now some of the wound care. I have some wound care, but I wanted the one that you kind of paint on, like Best Yet talked about, like the blue coat. But the ones that I saw there were kind of like leaking and kind of whatever. I don't like buying things that look like they were damaged. I want it to be like brand new and not leaking. So it was the last one on the shelf, so I didn't pick it up. But I actually got some more bloom. I know growing out the box always mentions more bloom in his videos and that it did well for him. I haven't seen it, but I bought it today. I bought some more bloom. It's the same company that makes the 511, but it's more for I don't know. I have to watch his videos again. He talked about the blooming, the flowering. So I'm give it a try. It says it's natural, so I'll give it a try. And how your chicks black guns? I know you got. I think you have about 5 or 6 like me. So he got a few. Um, She says for online ordering, it had a minimum order of 5 for females, so I added an extra one. Yesterday, I was super tempted to get ducks too because I saw. No, don't get the ducks are messy. Don't even go there. When you have some space, yes, but don't. They're messy. I saw the tiny ones, and I know they're cute. They're super cute. Ducks are cute, but no, sir. They need a pond. They need a water, a pool. It's I don't think it's really worth it.
I need
How
to
are
go
your
get them.
girls all doing? To GT.
Um, I I had an incident this morning. Is that my back feed?
No, I don't hear any feedback. Do you guys hear feedback?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I hear feedback.
No, I don't. Maybe it's your headset, but I don't hear any feedback in the live. In my end, I
I
don't hear
asked
anything.
the people in the chat, do they hear echo? Okay, I
If you
don't hear
guys
it
hear
now.
echo, let me know. I don't see any comments yet. Oh, you hear feedback from GT? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can put you down, bring you back up. Sometimes that helps. Does that? I don't want to kick you out. How do I put you down? Hold on. Remove you one more time. Okay. Try again. Is that any better, guys? Let us
Can
know
you
if it's
hear me?
better. I can hear
Yeah,
you though,
let
but
us
I
know.
don't hear feedback.
All right, so I had an incident this morning. A chicken lost a toe, I guess, or a toenail. So yeah, and it was blood. So I'm looking around. I'm like, because I deal with them every morning, and this morning I didn't have as much time because I got to go to my, I got to come to work. I'm at work
Mm-hmm.
now. So I'm looking, and I'm like, and I thought they was picking on Pepper. Pepper is one of my chicken's name,
Oh, so
and
am
so
mine. I have Pepper. One's named Pepper too.
no,
She's the number one. She's very rude. Yeah, Pepper.
and wife, my wife, she called him Pepper. What she call him? I forgot what she called him, but she called him Pepper something, Pepperan or something like that. But she named her, and I was looking because I thought she's been getting picked on,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm trying to figure out, okay, so how can I? Because I seen blood, I'm like, no, I got to take the dominant chicken out, the most dominant chicken. I'm like, I got to take her out because if I take out the one that's getting picked on that is bleeding, then they're just going to find somebody else to pick on. So I got to take the big dog out and let her sit in the corner, and and then I'm feeding her because she won't get down off the roost because she gets attacked. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, how can I solve this? And I'm looking at her neck because they done took off some of her feathers off of her neck. So I'm going to the feed store today and I'm grabbing just some kind of stuff sheen or something that you put on them so the chickens won't peck on
Like
them.
no, like the anti-pecking thing or something.
Yeah, it's the
Anti-picking.
it's the funny taste or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
them not want to, but I think it's in relationship to eating them or something like that. So I
Well,
got to
they
get
said the feathers have protein. I didn't know this till you start like feathers are high in protein, but it's also a sign of boredom.
it's
So
got to be
boredom
because
and lack of space. They kind of go what do you call it? Whatever you call it, stir crazy or
cabin fever, stir crazy, all
what do
that.
you call
Yeah,
it when you're cooped up too long? But there's a term for it.
cabin fever.
Cabin fever. That's it. Cabin fever.
Yes, I have to update the I got to drop another video because
Hmm.
I've been gave them more space,
Hmm.
but I hope it's enough space. Goodness gracious, that they got enough space.
Probably
I
not
thought
because I gave them a 8 by 8, and they're still being ridiculous. I got to spray them with water. So when I'm out there, I just sit there and I see any bad behavior, I go, and then it has like peppermint oil, so they get up. So I'm like, yep, don't come with that. They're picking them. One of them's now turning into a rooster, and she thinks that she runs things and jumping on their. I'm like, what is going on in here? Like she's
it's
literally, they have their own special thing going on riding. I'm like Little Red, and I called her Redding, Little Red Riding Hood, I guess, because she just be jumping on them and twerking and doing whatever she's doing.
she is mine's is Dora, Dora the Explorer. She is the dominant. I gave her another name, but my wife changed the name. But that's what she does. She makes them submit to her while she takes care of her business. And I'm like, this is not what And it's like, oh my goodness, this is nature. They didn't learn this from anywhere. This is their natural instincts, and it's weird, you know.
And
So
I didn't get it because it's like she wasn't the dominant bird, so it didn't make sense. But when I went put them to bed last night, I was seeing who's on the roost, and she's one of the three on. She's one of the top three, and the other three, one of them sleeps underneath. I don't know why. There's enough roosts if they would spread around, but they don't want to spread. They want to all be in the same section, which is why they're hot and which is why they're getting so irritated. And then one of them pecked me yesterday because I was trying to get her in, and she said, "Listen here." It was Pepper too, you know. I said, "Pepper, you're not too cute to not go in a frying pan, eh? So just don't start with me. I'm not. I'm not the one. Not the one." So she kind of, but yeah, they're jumping on each other. Then the other two, they're getting bullied for no reason. They're sitting there in the dust bath. All of a sudden, Pepper wants to go there too, and she's like, "Peck, get out." No reason, just because she. I said, "Listen here."
And I wonder if this goes on in everybody's chicken coop, because I'm like,
It does.
okay,
It
am I
has
doing
to.
something? I'm like, am I
No, if
doing something wrong?
no, we
Am
you
I
and me don't
not
have
providing enough
roosters.
food?
We don't
Hmm?
have roosters, so this is probably why this is getting on a little extra because the rooster would take care of all them foolishness.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go get a rooster then. They can't
Maybe
be killing my chickens. I don't like that. I don't like my chickens to be looking crazy. I'm gonna get one of those things to
no
try to
crow.
help the
Yeah, the no
situation.
crow. Hey,
I guess
unbiased and cruising is fun every anytime. They I can't have a rooster. That's not gonna work. But I gave them a
I
lot more
can't either.
space, and I am gonna get them. I don't know if I said hi to East. I don't know if I missed you, but hi. Um, I think they what should I call it? They need some more vertical space. I need to put some roosts and some lumber so they can kind of climb and do some like do some other activities. I'm gonna get them a swing like just something to keep them occupied because they're really and two of them want to forage, but I can't let them out. I just can't let them out. Yeah, your chicken has identity. Yeah, they identify as a roost. I'm telling you. And then Fifi
There
says one
you
of hers
go.
identifies as a hen. Her rooster is a hen.
That hen is tripping, and my wife was asking about the swing. I put the swing in there.
Mm,
They didn't want anything to do with it. But once I build this coop, I'm gonna put the swing. I'm gonna buy a different setup. I seen one with the mirror and all this other stuff. It's like
yeah.
$23. So I'm gonna buy that setup because it gives them more things to play with. Because maybe they're just bored and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna pick on
They're
you." And
bored. They are bored because they can't come and go as they please. They can't, climb and hop on fence like they can't move around. They want to forage, so I throw some worms and bugs in there. If I, doing some gardening, I'll throw them in there. They love greens. Like when I put the whole stalk of
oh
kale in
my,
there and the whole thing of like going to see the cabbage. They love it.
yeah,
They'll wrestle each like literally wrestle. They're wrestling me. I'm like, calm. I'm trying to open the door to calm down. And but I find that they have me as the dominant because when I go in and I bend down, they start bowing. So they
mm,
know
okay.
only Pepper now. Pepper is the one little feisty. So I grabbed her up and I held her and I held her and she didn't like it and I put her head down and made her know say I'm the boss and then I put her down. So she
That's what they do to me. My wife said,
yeah.
"Why they doing that?" I was like, I told my wife what I thought it meant, but yeah, they when I get close, they'll shimmy and whatever. I'm like, wait
And
a
they bend
minute,
down. Yeah, they're submitting.
like
They're
a loud
bowing.
shot.
Yeah. Hey, Angela, they're bowing because they know you're the boss.
Yeah, and I had you just said something. I just forgot my thought. God, yeah, I forgot.
No problem. It'll come back to you. But yeah, they submit. So that's part. It's cool, and they're so nosy. They are so nosy. Anything you're
Green,
doing, they're trying to find what you're doing and what's going on over there.
the greens. I give them what's it called? Dandelion greens. They're nutritious for them.
Yep.
I did the research for them. I gave them the flowers. They don't want any dealings with the flower. They're actually a little scared of the flowers.
Hmm.
So I get them when they're small. I have one of those pop up greenhouses. So I
Hmm.
have that. And so I have a section in there where the dandelions are growing. So there's no pesticides or anything that's going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
mess with them or whatever. So I grab those. once I found out that they don't like the yellows, I just grab them while they're still kind of young, and they tear them up. Oh my
They
goodness.
love the dandelion. They like clover. We have a prickly weed. I don't know what it's called, but you got to put gloves on to even pull it out. They tear that
Hmm.
up. They I think like I've given them a lot of stuff. They did not like the red cabbage, maybe because it was red or because it was a little bit getting soft, but they've eaten pretty much everything I've given them. So I had to make sure I read up on what they're not supposed to eat so that I don't give them what they're not supposed to eat. So I have to remember, no tomatoes, no nightshades, that kind of stuff. But they eat everything. They love the greens. Let me just see whose messaging is. This is important. What is this? And I'm looking for okay, she's someone sending me a misting fan because they know I'm looking for a fan for the girls because I think they need a bit of fan. $28 for a built-in misting option fan.
Where that
As
at?
seen on um
Amazon?
a store here, no, a store here called Canadian Tire. But that looks
Mm.
kind of small. That looks like a tiny little, personal fan. Let me tell her it
Mm.
looks small. So I did buy a wall mounted fan. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to install that today just in case it'll move the hot air out because you just don't want to have them getting too hot. That's not fair to them. So I'm spending a little money on the comfort and then we'll see if that helps. I know some people put a fan in the open area to keep the air moving. So we'll see. But and then it was funny. They got scared, and something fell, and they scared, and they're jumping and flying into the mesh, like into the fence, because they forgot it was there, and then they bounce back, and then bling. It was just chaos. It was just chaos, and then they ran back into the the inner part, and it was all like hovering, like oh my god. I'm like, they are literally chicken, like chicken-ish. Like they're so scared, they're so flighty. They don't want to, they're just they're all running into each other and hitting each other. So I have to
Yeah,
make sure I'm mindful because I don't want to give them a heart attack because that would just be a bit much.
yeah, they're I am so thankful that I got to raise them for as chickens. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
as babies,
As chicks.
th- as chicks. I'm so happy because that gave me a little bit of um just seeing them grow. My
Hmm.
wife didn't experience it because she wasn't about that life. She was like, I'm not dealing with them chickens.
But now
But
she loves them, right?
yeah, she came out to the garage and she seen the blood, and my wife is hardcore. Like she is who she is, but it made her tear up, and she just it was surprising and shocking to see that side of her because she don't show that too often. Baby girl built like a tank,
Yeah. See,
so
they got her sucked. They got her in her feelings now. She's in love with the little bird. I'm telling you, their personalities are so funny. Like I look forward to going out, and they're like, "Oh, okay, good morning." And then when I get there, they're like, "Carrying on," because we laid eggs. We laid eggs. I'm like, "Shh." I'm trying to keep it on the down low. Like, we're supposed to be doing this on the ground, and they're carrying on it. Like I'm telling you,
yeah.
we have our own conversation of just cackling and this whatever. They're hilarious. They're hilarious.
When I
And they're
come in
all
in the
like, I've been
morning,
getting eggs. Well, they broke one a week ago, Sunday, with their foolishness because they were fighting over the nesting box. So I had to have an HR meeting with them. So I think they kind of calmed down. But there's only two of them. I think it's Biscuit and Cookie and Becky, one of the black sexlings, one of the barred rocks. They have to have that box. And if it's not that box, it's a problem. And one was sitting on the other one. I put a picture up. Like, what are you doing? The one was already in there. She sat on the other one. Then I said, "Get out." She's pecking me. I had to just grab her up and tell her who's the boss because they're breaking my eggs. I can't be having you
Mhm.
breaking eggs because of the foolishness. So
I
every day
walk
this week I
in
got six so far, except for Sunday. They broke one, so it was five.
in the mornings when I walk in, when I come down the hill, because I have a ramp. My house is built for an assisted living home. So
Mm.
when I walk in, they say, I say, good morning, babies, and you hear them, and my wife, she gets jealous now because they actually, it's like they almost, it's like I think they understand, but it's like, common sense is telling me they don't, but it's like they know that I'm speaking to them or something.
I
And
think they know you're.
it's
I think they know you're
it's the
speaking to
vibe.
them, but not exactly what you're saying. But they know that you're. addressing them. And every morning it's the same routine. Okay, here he comes, and he's gonna. And they love to get pet. Some of them love to get pet, and they're coming for their little private cuddling time in the roosting barn. I pet them up and rub up their chest and rub their little crop, and they just shaking around and and then the other one of them doesn't like being touched, but I'm like, you're gonna get there because I want them to be comfortable to be handled, because I had to pick them up to check under their neck to see if there's any damage, check for mites. I need to check check their rump to see if any, because one of them looked kind of funny, but it's okay because I have to hold them for that. I can't just be check their feet for bumps and stuff. So I want them comfortable being held so I can examine, and I need to clip their wings as well. So I'm gonna clip their wings.
I
One of the
haven't
wings at
clipped their
least.
wings. I haven't done it. I will have to research it. And I also want to know if we're supposed to clip their toenails, because one of them, she has some long
Well,
toenails.
one of them cut my arm. 'Cause I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and then when she was resisting, and it felt just like a dinosaur. Literally gouge out my little nice skin, and I have three marks on my thing. I have to get cocoa butter. I'm like you little. I'm not sure. I've never seen anybody talk about cutting
Nope,
their
I haven't.
toenails.
Nope, I haven't. But hers are like, she can't put her feet on the roost correctly because her toenails are so long or whatever, I guess. So I'm wondering, I'm gonna look on YouTube and I'm gonna type in clipping chickens' toenails and see. But I think
Okay,
they
I'm
like,
looking it up now while you're mentioning it. Hold on, I'm looking. It says, okay, yeah, it says always trim conservatively to avoid nicking the vein. Most chickens don't care to be handled, so it is easiest to trim the chicken's nails or spurs well after dark when they're roosting or half asleep, using a headlamp and a partner. So people are, hold on, and there's a video of someone cutting their toenails.
hmm,
But if they're digging around for stuff, like I know my cat, I didn't have to cut her nails so much because she was out in the garden, she was digging, so they were wearing down on their own. But because when they're in a closed environment, they don't get we call it worn down as quickly. So you gotta. I think I have to cut my nail because she cut up my arm with her claws.
now I want them to have their nails because it's their defense mechanism. I want everything should be able to defend themselves, but it's like it's a hindrance for them to be able to sit on the roost, I believe, and that's the only reason why.
Well,
So I,
I think you have to, because if you notice she cannot sit on it properly, hey, Homestead Aquarius, there's a, because it says here, if a chicken's toenails begin to grow long, become dangerously sharp, begin to curl, or become ingrown, you have to deal with it. So maybe because she can't get on the roost properly, then you're gonna have to trim hers a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And I'm not calling a vet because that's gonna I have to do it myself because they're gonna charge you an arm. Can you imagine me going to the vet with a chicken that I'm not supposed to be having? Hi, can you keep this on the down low? Like,
It's
yeah,
like you jumping up, telling on yourself, "Hey,
yeah.
I'm doing
Like
something wrong."
or it's for a friend. It's for a GT. Like I'm just this makes no sense. Your wife's gonna have to either hold them or have to do the cutting. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's the same cutter as the one for the cats and the dogs. So okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that foot looks disgusting. What's wrong with that foot? That looked like bumblefoot. Yeah, they're cut. I'm just watching all these pictures. They're and then someone's painting their chicken toenails. Like that's gone too far. Yo, like that's gone too far. Yeah. That's a good point though. I didn't think of cutting them, but I know she scratched me. It wasn't even like she did it hard, but the nail was like, man, that was a little too rough for my taste. It scarred, so I don't like that. I'm gonna have to get
and then
some long gloves.
I messed up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, if humans are involved, we gonna mess up because we gotta be human. Okay, so I have the baby chickens. They're in a separate coop. Um, because I can't put them in the other coop because they're
No, yeah.
they'll be gone. So I have them in a second coop, and they knock over the water, and it's because they don't know any better. They're kids, and
Yeah.
us being the caretakers of them, we have to help them to where they're not harming themselves or limiting themselves or whatever. So what
Mm.
I do is I have it close enough to one side of the cage to where I can wrap string around it and brace it against the
Yeah,
cage so
yeah.
they can't knock it over. Well, I forgot to put the string back around it, and the chicken done swallowed half of the string. And my wife calls me frantic. Yes, I'm telling you, chicken stores are crazy. So my
Oh
wife
my
calls me
God.
frantic, and I'm like, "Well, baby, can you wiggle it out?" And she was like, "I can't." And I'm like, "Ah," and
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
have to
"Baby."
because they're gonna suffer. She's gonna have to.
I told my wife because I was at work. This was Tuesday, and I didn't get off until 10:30, and she was frantic. So it was like, "All right, I gotta go." So I told my crew, I was like, "Hey, I gotta go, y'all." I was like, "All right then," and they can hear they can hear my wife. My wife is passionate, so you can hear the passion in her language and
Yeah.
her volume and everything. And it was like, "Well, we hope your
So
chicken's
you're like,
okay."
bye guys. Get out now! Yeah, bye guys. And you turn down the volume.
Baby,
Shh.
something wrong. The chickens are beep, bleep, bleep. I don't know. I think it's wrapped around her neck. I beep, 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 beep. I'm like, baby, because I don't put my wife on speakerphone. I know who
Yeah.
my wife is. So
You
I got,
know.
if I have her on speakerphone, I let her know, hey, baby, I got your speakerphone. Because I know
Yeah.
my wife. So I turn the volume down, but you can feel it, you can hear it in her voice that she's touched by this event right here. Y'all
Yeah.
about to put y'all toenails and make them. Oh man. So I tell her, okay, okay, I'm coming. So I get there, and there's nothing that I can do. You can't pull it out. It's so I had to let her swallow it. That's the only thing that I can do. I had to let her swallow it. Maybe hopefully it'll come out in a stool. If it doesn't come out in a
Oh.
stool, then I'm gonna have to buy another chicken.
Hey,
We're healing.
G Mama and Broke Farmer. I
Oh,
messed
what
up
happened to G
too.
Mama?
I messed
Bro.
up too, but I haven't. I have to wait until I have to build, or my dad or someone's gonna build the tunnel for the inside part, so that when I let them out in the tunnel, they're always enclosed. But I have to be able to go in, lock them outside, move the mini tunnel, and clean the coop. So once that's done, I'm gonna get
Okay.
them to help me because we built the coop and we have the little inside run. And I put tarp underneath it, and then I filled it with sand and gravel and stuff. Well, they've done dig out all the gravel, bathing, splashing here, there, and they're at the tarp. And the tarp is not one piece now, it's all frayed in strings. And I can't get in there. So I'm gonna have to like lock them outside, take apart the what we added on and unscrew it off of it.
Mm,
Take apart the coop, basically, bring it outside, might as well hose it down because it's full of dust, hose it down, and then take out the tarp, put the gravel in another pile, and then line it with linoleum or something so that it's lined at the bottoms and not gonna like make the wood smell, and then put it all back so that they can, I'm like, man, they dig up the tarp, the string, there's blue string everywhere. I saw a blue string in their mouth. I'm like, oh, so they didn't eat it yet. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why are you so? And then I went in there. I had to bend
oh,
down one night. Me and my sister took turns, and our bonnet is in the coop or on the ground. And then we're trying to, and then you see pick, 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 pick. I'm like, I'm trying to work here. I have to wear glasses because they're gonna poke up my eye. And I'm in there moving the gravel, and I'm putting the tarp deep. I'm talking deep down, and I buried it back. What happened next morning? Them dig out all the sand to go get the tarp. I was like,
oh
damn
man.
right, yeah. They dug out the sand to go and
Mm-mm.
find out what I was doing, what I was burying in there. What's going on over here? What were you doing in here? We want to know. I said, these chickens, you got to know how, you got to think like a chicken. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself very upset. Very upset.
Yes, yes.
I had
And
to bend down on my hands and knees to go dig out the dirty thing. And then, so you know what I'm done with you? Because if you chop on the blue tarp, I'm done. I'll be sad, but trust me. I find a replacement because you're too out of order.
Yeah,
Really digging out the tarp.
every morning or every night when I get home, I have to check the check for eggs, and most of the time there's always eggs. I mean, there's
Mhm,
always been eggs. Excuse me. So I go in there, and I have knee pads now because I can't because there's always something poop or something on there. So I have knee pads so I don't mess up my pants as much.
mhm,
And so I have to crawl. I have to low crawl on one section because that's where their nest. That's where they nest at.
mhm.
Um, but then once I built the addition, they started. They started going over to the addition, and it was easier for me. I didn't have to bend down. But
Yep.
now they went back over there, so now I have to low crawl and grab these eggs. You know how hard it is to hold 6 eggs to try to bring them out, and you on
First
your,
of all, I
it's
had to get
small.
a
I'm a big guy.
broomstick. I had to get a broomstick and duct tape a cat scooper. And then one man goes, no, duct tape a spoon. You know those spoons you use for pasta? And duct
I'm
tape the thing on this. And you go in there and you reach one, and then put it in your little basket. And then you reach one, and then they don't break. They hold in that spoon. I'm like, because this
okay.
couldn't work. I have to be making
Okay.
DIYs and gluing stuff and taping stuff. I'm like, yo, the nest
Okay.
box is right there. No, they want the corner down under the crevice by the where you can't reach. Then I went into the coop. I had to squeeze up myself and hop over, and I got stuck. And I'm there struggling. I went, what do they do? They start picking up my shoes and picking up my leg. Did I not just feed you? Did I not just feed you? You're not even hungry. They're chewing on my sock, on my shoelace. They're chewing on my shoe. They're chewing. And if you step anywhere the wrong direction, you're gonna crush them and be like, ah. So I'm like, can you please back? Can you back it up? Can you back it up? No, they're
Yeah.
nosy. And they're yep, and they laid egg. One girl laid the egg in the messiest, dirtiest part of the coop. And I had to take her to HR. So now she stopped with that foolishness. Lay your eggs where I told you to lay your eggs, where I can reach them and where they're gonna be clean. And then something told me there's a blind spot. So I put my hand, I was reaching. I'm like, something not right. And when I put my hand and reach in the blind spot, me find an egg in there. And by that time they're dirty and they're black because they're full of doo-doo and full of sand and all kind of. And I'm like, you little bitch. You little.
I was wondering if anybody had hidden eggs, and like if I'd be like, okay, they only laid 5 eggs today, and I'm just wondering. I'm like, okay, are they too hot, and I'm just questioning them. Now I
Mhm.
know that chickens don't lay every day. I understand that perfect. I understand that it's not one of those things. But when I've been getting 6 and 7 eggs every day, and then it drops down to 5, I just question and make sure that I'm providing what they need.
Yeah, because
And
you don't want
then
them to get. Yeah, I make sure too.
yeah,
I'm very like conscientious. I'm like, okay, are you get enough water? So I did give them electrolytes, but not every day. Like you said, I give them like once a week. I think you said once a week. So I
I
try to
do it.
give them that once a week so that they get what they need. But they
Mhm.
were drinking. Like one day they were just drinking. Like they were at the water for like a office party, and like, yeah, I hate her, man. She's just I can't stand her. She's so bossy, and and then they're sitting there drinking, because it was that humid, that hot, and they actually went inside, and they were all sitting in the sand and in the gravel. 'Cause I guess that's a cooling thing for them. So I started wetting the mulch in the morning. I would hose it down a little bit so that they would have that cool feeling on their feet. And then
Mhm.
by 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they're gone. They're in the inside keeping cool. And then they come back like after 4:30-ish. And then they're outside again because it's just nah. So I want to get like a shade cloth for them to maybe help out with that because yeah, they hot. They hot.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at different designs when it comes to this chicken coop. Like I
Hmm.
see what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be 6 to 8. I'm using one of those. What is it called? A floor. I forgot. It's a floorboard or whatever. Um, um, I forgot what it's called. Subfloor board or something like that.
Subfloor plywood, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
So I'm using that. I'm gonna paint it, and I'm gonna use kilt the keels or something like that, so it can waterproof it. And I'm still lost. I'm like, okay, I don't want them to eat it. I don't want whatever they do in the wintertime to, cause them to have any kind of respiratory issues and stuff. So when the summertime comes, I'll be able to clean it out properly. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the kilt or kills or whatever it's called will be good enough, put 2 layers there, and they don't pick at it. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a clear or
But you're
white.
gonna have so much shavings, or
Right,
whether
right. I'm
it's
gonna have to go.
shavings or hemp
But they
bedding or
don't
whatever you're
care
gonna
about
use.
that. They don't care about that. If they see something, they're gonna dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. So I'm hoping. I mean, they one of my chickens hurt their foot because there's like this much shavings in there, and what they do is there's at least there's 6 inches, 8 inches of shavings in there. What
Mhm.
they do is they just dig and dig and dig, and then they do their little dirt bath or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's slapping that stuff up all over them and stuff.
Yep. All over.
But then what they do is they didn't fill it back up, and one of the chickens they jumped from the top, which is like 6 feet. They jumped from the top. They didn't go to the second or the third roost that was there. They jumped all the way, and now the chicken was, they had the little,
The
you
limp.
know,
The limp.
yeah. I
Yep.
mean, they were just, and
Who
I'm
tell
like,
them?
oh
Who
snap!
told them to do that? To go jump all the way down and mash up
They
themselves.
just, hey, I'm free. I don't know. They just was bold, and you can see that. And now she got a little gangster lean, like she bow legged in one of her legs, like
Yeah,
her
she
leg, one of
mashed
her
it
legs
up.
is bowed. But she done pimped it out, so she got a little bop with it, like she cool now. Yeah, yeah. I'm loving these chickens. They got more personalities than a little bit.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, they're crazy. They are crazy. And I was looking at the last 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, like how much? I don't really waste that much food, to be honest. Like I don't really overly like have overly sized meals or nothing. I don't have a lot of leftovers. I kind of use what I have, but people give me some scraps and stuff, and like nothing's really wasting. All the plants that are old or maybe bug infested, I threw them in there with the aphids. They're eating that off. Um, that's what I've been doing. And the manures is fine. I have the compost way at the top of the hill. If there's any kind of smell, they do have some powder, which is probably diatomaceous earth pellets or whatever. I can sprinkle that in there with some charcoal. That will stop any kind of smell. The only thing I'm dealing with now is the flies. I do find I have a lot of flies. So I'm gonna double up on the mulch, which I couldn't buy them today because the car was full. So on the way home, I think we have more room. I can buy a couple of bags of mulch and then let them spread it around. See, I made the mistake of spreading it around myself, and then they came and messed it all up. So I'm just gonna put a big pile and let them spread it around, and
right.
then let them do the work. I had it all nicely raking on evenly, and they just came and fling everything all over the place. So, and then that's supposed to help the flies because they're turning it every day themselves anyway, so there won't be any flies. Because I don't want to put sand in the outdoor run. I think mulch is probably going to give me better soil to compost so I can use that in my garden. Sand's just gonna be, I don't know. I don't really want sand. So I'll see
Yeah,
how that goes.
yeah. Every 2 weeks or so, I do the diet, the de.
The
Wait,
DE,
yeah, the diatomaceous earth.
just earth, yeah.
Work and now. What?
She said the kills hasn't worked in our bathroom. We applied 2 coats to the ceiling and it was fine a couple of months, but mold came back again from the moisture.
Yeah, and see what I'm doing is I'm using the open concept. When I do build it, it's gonna be open, but I'm gonna have Velcro. Hopefully Velcro is gonna be the solution, so I can Velcro it closed when it's like negative. That's
Mhm.
the solution that I'm looking at. Because simply Alaska Living or however it's arranged, they have an open concept and it worked for them. And it's
Yeah,
about
I watch them as well because I'm like, can the girls handle the cold? And from what they're
yeah,
saying, they can handle cold. Just make sure you have
yeah,
ventilation
mine's
so that the moisture doesn't build up.
yeah, they bred to handle cold. It's just like with hybridized plants and stuff.
Hmm.
They find the genetics that actually meet the need that's wanted, and then they just trim and make them do what they do, and voila. So mines are bred to be able to handle the Alaska temperatures. So when it's hot in the garage because I haven't opened it, you know, that day or whatever because I'm at work all day, then basically what that does is slows down their production. That's what I'm believing. I'm not a scientist when it comes down to these chickens, but I'm using a little bit of common sense and evaluating because I'm seeing the experience of okay, it's warm, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why I'm only getting 5 eggs versus 7 eggs today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go get that wound care that you was talking about. I get to take a break about sometime today, and I'm gonna ride out to my house and go ahead and take care of her. My wife, she's gonna go back home, and we're gonna take care of that because she went to work too. But
And
yeah,
and then Best yet mentioned like she rinsed out the wound with something. So I was asking her what she used. She said it's just saline solution. So I have it
yep.
for myself, but I got a kit together for the hen so that if anything happens, I'm not like scrambling around. I need this that. I got the wound care. I got some special sanitation things to spray their coop down if it's any kind of germs or anything. I have DE. I have the electrolytes. I have all the different kind of things that you would need, and then so I have to just get the saline solution so that you can rinse out the wound first, and then take it from there. And I have some kind of wound spray to disinfect it, and I put it on my skin because the claw cut me. I'm like, let me put it on mine. Which you're probably not supposed to, but it didn't kill me, so I'm fine. But this it burned. It burned. I want to know, is it like non-burning? Oh no, it burns.
Oh,
It
it's
burns like
alcohol based then
it
probably,
burns
huh?
like fire. And then the ingredients were all natural things that I could, reiterate. Nothing in there that I'd never heard of. So I'm like, okay, it says not for humans, but I'm like, whatever. So I put it on, and cleaned the wound because I was in the garden. I didn't want to have to stop and go in and come back out. And then it was fine, but I'm like, yeah, it burns. That
Mm.
burns. So the bird's not gonna like that when I have to use it on her. But I
Yeah,
checked them out, and they seem to be okay in terms of injuries, but they're very vicious. Like they're so vicious.
I didn't
Vicious.
know that they behave like that. Like I was just shocked, and late at night, you know, I can hear something. I'm like, what is that? And I go back to sleep, and then my wife, she'll tell me, she was like, I think they're fighting in there. I was like, they gonna have to fight then. I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning probably. I don't look at my clock in at nighttime. I do
I'm
not.
surprised they're even up. I'm surprised they're up. I thought they'd be sleeping like dead in sleep.
There's no lights in there. But right now in Alaska, we get a lot of sun. I mean, a lot of
Oh, I
sun.
forgot you guys have that 12-hour thing that
No, it's more than 12 hours. We get like 18,
or of sun. Yeah,
16,
like you have that weird where it's
16,
like
8.
all day it's light.
Yes, it's crazy right now. So 3 o'clock, you bump me. I'm like, yeah. And, because of who I am, yeah. And so I move and I'm waiting for that word so I know what to do or whatever. And then she starts off, I think they're fighting. So I know that I'm not startled in a way to where I have to prepare,
Mm-hmm.
for a threat or something. It's just, the chickens are behaving wildly, and it's because of that light. Because in the garage, I have my plants in there, but the lights go off at 10:30, and they come back on
Right,
at
right.
about 6:15. All the light starts to come back on or whatever. But
So do you cover like so the lights creeping in somehow? Like do you cover them with a blanket, like a blackout thing so that they can actually like go to sleep and stay asleep? Because the way how I have mine is a window, so when the sun rises, they're getting up, which is fine because they need that natural signal. So they get up about maybe before 5 o'clock. I ain't getting up. I was getting up at the crack of dawn, and I was opening up the coop, and I said, it's not. This is not working for me. This is not. This is you are not working with my hey rock with my lifestyle. So I had to basically the coop's in another building. It's in my shed. So I had to like leave the door open, and every night I put the food and water, and when they wake up on their own time, they go and eat and drink whenever they want. I get up at my time and I go and check on them, collect the eggs, I clean up the roost, I take out all their waste, and I put new shavings down and try to keep it very clean. But I'm not getting up to open no door no more. I said, And then they would get mad when I'm late. And they'd be like, you don't see the time, you don't see the time, you don't see the clock. Like, what's going on? And they would get vexed. And they'd come down and they wouldn't lay because they're upset that I took too long to open the door. Hey, Odom. And I'm like, yo, these chickens are rude. But there's no point of you're so scared that they're gonna be like taken by a predator that you're like locking everything, locking. And it's like it doesn't work. You either have to get an electric door or let the door stay open and then secure around, like secure the perimeter that nobody can get in the first place. Because me having to get up an open door, closed door. Can you imagine when it's winter and snowing? And I have to probably shovel my way back there? No. Not working. No. I'm better
That's
off
what
when I get back there, topping them up, and then they can come and go as they please.
I'm trying to really digest the activity of a cat. There's a cat that always comes around, and I know she's owned by somebody because I can hear her. There's a little tag that she has on, so I'm trying to figure out how she's coming back there now. I have a camera in my backyard to just monitor the situation or whatever. But when I put them out there, it's gonna be closed real good. But I'm also just, cats are very smart, and not only are they smart, they're sneaky. From what I've observed, they're sneaky. So I don't, the chicken think that the cat is, gone or whatever, and it's just crouched down close, and then when the bird comes close, you just reach your paw in there and just swipe one of them, and just start torturing them. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to monitor them well enough to where I can, slow that activity down. I don't know what else to do just yet, but I know that cat, she talented, So I don't know if it's a girl or a he, but
I have a similar gap where a paw can get in. So that's the only part I have to work on. So that will be addressed within the next 1 or 2 weeks. And other than that, yeah, they're gonna get the camera set up, and they should be okay. Like I'm usually home, so like any noise I would hear it. Oh no, Monique, this is a pop-up. I go live on Saturday mornings, but it's been so busy that I had to just do a pop-up in the middle of when I'm kind of running errands. I'm off site. I'm not even at home today. But yeah, no problem. This is a pop-up. That's why I wasn't expecting everyone to kind of know. It was so impromptu. But yeah, I have a 1 week spot, but I haven't really heard like there's dogs in the neighborhood. There's a rabbit in the yard last night or the night before, and they were like all at the fence looking. So I'm like, what are they looking at? They're so nosy that they'll let you know that something's going on and like alert you to it. So I'm like, oh, it's a rabbit eating my marigolds. I say, listen, rabbit, you gotta get out of here. You got to go. You got to leave. I didn't put in all this work to plant food to feed your little belly. So I ran him off. I haven't seen much squirrels because the squirrels, I guess, don't like the chickens. So they are not coming around too tough. And when they do, they run. They're gone. They're gone. So the only thing I have to worry about is the flies and maybe, a two-legged pest that comes and try to, whatever, or a dog or a cat that maybe wants, or a raccoon trying to get through the fencing. And somebody I watched online, I had never seen their channel before, but for some reason I was, looking for something. Yeah, I got hardware cloth in my trunk, Odom. I just got to get it put up. And that gap of getting it put up is where I'm vulnerable. I'm like, okay, I got to get them to put it up. But the man had hardware cloth because they're not new to chicken keeping. Him and his wife left the house for about an hour and a half to go to the store and get some stuff. When they come back, the chickens are gone. And the dog that got in was stuck in there because it literally ripped the hardware. They were damaged. The dog's face was damaged and bleeding, getting in to get to the chickens. And then the dog couldn't get out. So he was pissed. But then he saw the dog wagging its tail as if it was doing something good. So the dog didn't even understand. So he couldn't really get mad at the dog. But people were like, yo, papa, because these are not your meat birds. These are your pests. These are your not pests, your pets, not your meat birds. So you have names for them. You have a whole relationship with these little birds, and they come and see you every morning, and they're your little friends. So he talked to the owner of the dog, and the dog The man paid for the damages. He paid to replace all the birds and then some, and whatever else I guess he paid to replace. Like he did the right thing. He paid for them to put everything back the way that it was, because he was a farmer. He knows what this means, and he actually rehomed the dogs because there was a second dog there that was like the ring, like the cheerleader. He had to get rid of both dogs because he said the dogs would come back. Once a dog does that and has a taste for the blood and thing, he said you cannot trust that dog. So he let them go to somebody else, and then that was that. So my dad was talking. I was telling him what I just watched. He goes, "Yeah, that happened in Jamaica. This dog did that to his uncle's chickens, and then the uncle sat down in the dark, and the next day the dog came back, and only one dog came into the coop. The other ones didn't come in. So he knew it was that dog, and he got rid of that dog. But he goes, you cannot trust the dog again. They will come back and do that again. So I'm glad the man got rid of the dog, but that must have been hurtful for him because that's your pet, and now you have to rehome them because of the whole. So everybody was hurt. The chicken owners were hurt. The dog owner was hurt. Nobody won in this situation, but both people did the right thing. But that they can get through the chicken wire when they. I don't know what it was. Like I don't know why he was like the dog did that. I don't know. Yes, he was just having a drive, a urge to hunt. I don't know. Hey, Nikki, let me see here. And then I was buying the hardwire mesh, and this stranger came up to me. So that's why I have to wonder if Broke wasn't lying, because you can meet men at Home Depot. But anyways, I was in the parking lot at Home Depot, and the guy came up to me and said, "You have either a raccoon or a possum problem, don't you?" I had like 5 rolls of hardwire mesh, so I didn't tell him I had chickens because, I said, "Yeah, man, I have these things." He goes, "Yeah, man, they're costing me so much money. I have to be buying all this stuff." I said, "Who you telling? Who you telling? I had to be paying all this money for hardwire mesh to keep these damn animals out my thing." Hardwire don't play. It was invented so that we can check how well it bleeds. Well, that dog was bleeding from what the man said. And the wife has been upset for several days because I think I saw it this week or last week. It was the video was fresh. It just happened to them, and the wife was upset because it's like, you have these birds for like all their life, and now all of a sudden you go out there's nobody, not even. And the one that kind of made it was struggling, and then she passed. It was.
Wow.
I know what he said. It makes perfect sense, but in my rage, that dog would have had to go. I think I would, because I would be in my rage and I would be so upset, and it would just be like an eye for an eye thing going on, and I would have just not think clearly. But the way he handled it was better. But yeah, I had a rabbit and a good hog both tried to get into my garden, but they both turned around. They wanted to fight me. The rabbit I could tell was a bunny. It was a baby because it had no sense of danger that I'm right there looking at him. No sense. But the poor dog and the poor chickens. It was just a bad circumstance, and it was you know people, and they didn't have them free range, so it wasn't their fault. Like I know some people let them free range and then go to the grocery store and come back and there's feathers all on their lawn. There's feathers everywhere. And that people have dogs and stuff. Like I don't know. To me, that's not really nice. So my girls are not going nowhere unless they're in a caged environment. It's just too much danger. Something else I was gonna say, but I
Yeah.
can't remember now. But yeah, you can't trust a dog that's tasted blood, man. You can't. That's the end of
Yeah,
it.
the wagging of the tail would have actually caused me not to harm the dog because it doesn't know better. I would have understood that we bred dogs or we
Mhm,
hybridized dogs or however the terminology goes
mhm.
to domesticate them. And that urge still hits them because this instinctual. So yeah, I would have understood and I wouldn't have harmed the dog if it was wagging its tail. If it wouldn't have wagged its tail, I
Hey,
probably would have
Gina.
seen that that human instinct when to jump in. What's up, Gina? But yeah,
I'm not sure, Sam. We talked it up a bit, and then I've been talking to a few people, not like talk, but just chit chat and reading. What's the situation and see what's going on. But yeah, I didn't tell him I had chickens. I'm like, I don't know who this man is, and you know, Keep that on the down low for look like a crazy cat lady. Like, oh, you're a crazy chicken lady. Like, people make assumptions and just assume whatever. So I'll keep that as a need to know on a need to know basis. When you need to
Yeah.
know, then I'll tell you. But yeah, that was just so, and then I was just talking because you watch things, you just talk, you bring it up at home, and they're like, yeah, that happened back home, and some of these dogs are just like, um, I don't have his number, but I have like a way to contact him. I didn't give him my number. I gave. Oh, hi, Gina. Sorry, I didn't see Gina right there. Hold on. She's right there. I didn't give him my number. I gotta see if he's crazy first. I gave him my when you have like WhatsApp or like a platform, you can give them a barcode and they can contact you with the barcode, but they don't have your number. So on Instagram, but I didn't give him my number. Some of these guys are kind of half baked, or they're like stalkerish, or they have a wife and then the wife's coming down to your workplace to make a scene. And it's like, I didn't know he was married. I don't believe you. So let me just keep that, do some screening first and then see. Yeah. He probably thinking this is a bit much. Like, no number? No number. I gotta know what you're about because he actually met me in my stomping ground where I actually frequent. So I don't want him to, spoil my stomping ground.
Yeah.
Cray cray. How's it going, Gina?
It is going great. I actually haven't heard any of what the conversation is about, but I wanted to pop up because I just left Bug Out Weekend that Vision Preparedness put together. And I was so excited. I got to meet my Renaissance grandma.
What? Oh, she's there?
She is here. Triple Threat is here.
Okay.
Of course, I got to meet Vision. He's here.
Yes.
The Virginia Bushcrafter is here.
Okay, yes. Good. Yeah, I know he was. Yep.
I got to put arms around now. Mr. and Mrs. Indiana Jackson are here.
Okay.
Mad Shad, which some of these people you may or may not know, depending on
I know of Mad Shad from Vision's chat.
He is very cool. I think
he mentioned the other guy, with the H. He's in New York.
He's here.
I can't remember his name. Does Fat Guys go there as well? Does Zach go?
Zach has not shown up yet. Zach lives here.
That's what I was saying. He was gonna roll up.
Yep, he said I'm gonna reach out to Zach because he hasn't shown up yet. And the sad part is he would have been better off showing up early than now because it's hot now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 93 degrees here right now. But it's nice and there's sunny parts of the space that they're in, but there's also a lot of shade. So there's plenty of space to kind of still stay cool, nice and cool. Everybody there is just really nice. He has maybe 25 to 30 people who have showed up so far.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still people who are trickling in today. And I think 50 is how many people registered. But
he said he's going to start doing it. He said he's going to do it twice a year potentially. So for those of us who missed this one, we could probably go to the next one and work towards it and meet up.
Yep. He wants to try
Ohio
to do
isn't that far from me. Ohio isn't that far.
Yeah, it is so, what is so nice about it is not just meeting the people, but it's also seeing how people prep to be in this situation. So the amount of what they bring to be able to be comfortable while they are camping out basically. I mean, everybody's in tents. There's one guy that didn't bring a tent. He actually is in a hammock. That's what he wanted his setup to be. But just seeing what people are bringing, what they're using to cook with.
That's why I want to meet Virginia Bushcrafter. I want to see what he does because he's like the real.
He is. And you know what? He looks just like he does online. Triple Threat was like, girl, he is healthy because his skin is so clear and beautiful. Like his skin is just really nice.
He's got good skin.
He
Sam says, does
absolutely
Renaissance
does.
have an air conditioner at the camp? Allegedly, has a portable air conditioner. Oh, she does. And G Mama's asking what part of Ohio because she's in Ohio.
She is in Ohio. G Mama Dayton. They're in Dayton, so they're in my backyard. But G Mama's not that far.
No, so G Mama, next
They
time let's all
yeah
link up over there, man.
yeah they're in Dayton. They're at Possum Creek in Dayton. G Mama. So you could Google that. It's not that far. If you take 75 into Dayton, I mean 75 will let you off right down the street from where they're at.
Okay.
She knows what I mean when I say 75. Y'all know highways.
Hey, Erica.
Hey, Erica. We were talking about you today too. Not bad. Not all good things. All good things.
They're live streaming tonight, Aquarius. I know Vision says he's live streaming tonight from the campfire, and I know he went live this morning, but I was driving. But tonight they're going live for sure at the campfire.
They are.
And
we're going live at I believe 8 o'clock. Tonight.
Yeah, so check out his channel tonight to see when and I'm sure other people might live stream. I don't know if Triple's gonna live stream or anybody else, but
Triple may not. Triple is you can tell if you've ever seen her content. Triple is kind of shy.
Yeah, she's gonna.
So she may not go live. This is not new to her. She went to the one that led. Camping other times, so this is not unfamiliar.
I know she went there with Bougie. Her and Bougie went to that one.
Just so you guys know, because yes, they did. I know some asked did my Renaissance grandma have the AC, portable AC, and the answer was yes, but she was not the only person who had portable AC.
Oh, so that's a thing then. That's a thing. Okay.
It's a thing. She was not the only one who had portable AC. But I didn't know my Renaissance grandma was going to be here until last night. She posted a short.
She kept it on the down low, man. She kept that on the down low.
She did. She posted a short last night, and she said, "And Gina, when you come out here tomorrow, can you bring me some ice?" And I said, "What? My Renaissance grandma is here?" I said, "We'll bring you some ice." So, and I didn't know she was ready until today. I didn't know she was here.
Oh, you're cutting out, Gina. Hold on. I think you hit a bubble. Hold on. Wherever you hit, you're in a I'm waiting for you to come back. Yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. This is the sad part. I'm riding down my own street.
So I have a question for you, Gina. Now the AC that she has, is it one that is a DIY or she has a one that was manufactured?
What does the first thing mean that you said?
DIY.
Like, the DIY AC unit.
Oh, DIY.
Yeah.
No, it's not DIY.
Okay.
It's a manufactured thing. Both people that I saw with those, they bought them.
When you said ice, that's what made me think of it. I'm like, okay, she using ice, so maybe it's a DIY because there's one that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
But you could buy the ones that I think that they take ice.
Oh.
But it was bought. Yeah, I just went into my garage. That's why it got dark.
No problem. And then she saw him saying somebody has a tent with a ceiling fan. What kind of? This is glamping. This is glamping. This is not bugging out. This is a glamorous weekend.
Listen, when you get ladies to stay outdoors, you got to make it a little bit more comfortable sometimes. I don't know about the ceiling fan. I didn't hear about that part. I don't know who has that. I don't know about that one. It could be, but I just don't know about it.
That's hilarious. But to be perfectly honest, there's nothing worse than being uncomfortable, hot and uncomfortable. That's like the worst.
Yesterday was ridiculously hot during the day. The night it got pretty cool, so it was really comfortable for everybody. It actually they said they actually woke up to feeling cold, which is good. And then this morning it just took a while to heat up, but now it is hot. It's like I said,
Yeah.
Are you going back for the barbecue, Gina?
I will be going back.
Hold
Huh?
on, you cut out again
Uh-uh.
there. You're in the bubble.
Okay.
Okay, you're
Am
back.
I there? Am I back on?
Yeah,
Okay. It was connected to my Wi-Fi. Sorry.
no problem.
Um, I am going back out there. I came home to take care of some stuff first.
Mhm.
And then I'll go back out there. They're doing a giveaway at 4. I don't know if he's going to go live for that though, but he'll probably talk about it tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah,
not tomorrow, tonight. Um,
that's okay. I know he's doing a giveaway. He said after the bug out weekend, you have to watch the live and know the code word. He's going to ask you for the code word to know if you were watching, and you could win a prize for those who could not come to the bug out weekend.
yes.
But hopefully, the next one it's at a time where I can go. So, because I can get to Detroit in like what 2.5 hours, and Ohio is just like what 2 hours from Detroit.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
4 or 5, maybe 6 hours the most, I can
Yeah.
get over there.
Yeah. Tarsha drove 10, I think, to get
Oh
here.
wow,
Hmm.
that's a well. I
Yeah.
guess on open highways it ain't nothing. You put on the radio, you're just like it ain't nothing.
Hmm.
You can do that pretty
Hmm.
quickly. But yeah, it's not a big deal
Yeah.
to drive over once I know and can get it all organized. That ain't
Yeah.
no big deal.
Yeah. I think that if you have an opportunity to go to one, definitely do. It's just nice. These people are exactly how they are online, the ones that I've met.
Hmm.
Um, Trent is probably a little more laid back than he is online because he get intense sometimes with his conversation, but he's just laid back. He's real chill. Real chill. It's been good so far. So I definitely you have a solar fan. That's why I was talking about you, Erica. I was like, I showed Triple Threat, the short you did of your
Hmm.
crib, of your
Your
tent.
tent, your
Yeah.
4 bedroom tent.
And actually your tent is probably bigger than all the ones that are there. Although the ones that are there are different, all different and functional for the people who brought them. So because Tarsha
Wow.
has her kids with her, so she has space for 3 people to sleep in her tent and still have plenty of room.
Yeah, her tent
Hmm.
when her and Bougie were
But
there, or maybe
it's
Bougie's
nice.
tent was huge. It had a whole sitting area, like it was a huge
Yeah,
tent. Either I don't know it was hers or Bougie, but it was nice. And an outdoor toilet set up. I'm like,
the
this
tent.
is like
Yeah, she did.
pretty
She does.
nice.
They all have these outdoor toilets. And Tarsha sent that tent back. She got her a bigger one.
A bigger
Oh,
one.
hmm, it's bigger than the one she had at Led's. So
Okay, because that was huge. I'm having a leisurely trip stopping in Belleville, then off to Petrolia, and then across the border to. Okay, okay.
okay,
You're
so
coming from
Nick, she's in
Montreal, right? She's
Canada.
in the. She's on the.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I see.
yeah,
You're coming from the east,
yeah,
coming over. Okay. She's in the Montreal side.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to share that. I will be back though, probably after I go back.
No problem. No problem. We'll check that out. Thanks for coming up.
No
Uh-huh.
problem. Talk
Yeah,
to
they're
y'all
going
later.
glamping, Jova. Hey, Jova. They're going glamping. I know where Belleville is. Because I know I haven't been to Montreal in a minute. I haven't been there in a while. The last time I went, I took the train. I took CN Rail over there because I didn't feel like driving. But the road, the drive is nice without traffic and then seeing all the escarpment. But I know where Belleville is. I know that's like there's Trent, there's Belleville, Bowmanville is kind of more going to Bowmanville, but then you start going towards, Pickering, Whitby. You're probably gonna divert somewhere and go up. I'm not sure, yeah, but yeah, it's not far. It's not overly far. I have 2 smaller ones for my big out. Your bug out. Um, but your big one is for the yard. Okay. I don't have a tent. We used to have a family tent, and all those stuff is just like, um, oh, north of Windsor. Okay, so you're going. I think I know which way you're going. Yep. I'm terrible with directions, but yeah, 'cause I know where Windsor. Because Windsor, that's where I would go to Detroit to go that way to go to Ohio So you're crossing the border over there. Okay. Um. Yeah. I'm looking at the. Okay. That's good. That's interesting. But yeah, they're at the bug out. I do want to meet up with Virginia Bushcraft to see what he does because he's like the real deal when it comes to bushcrafting. He ain't with all this fluff and stuff. It's just good solid knowledge. So I want to see what he's doing. But I don't own a tent. I don't even own a sleeping. Like I'm just like pretty much I'm bugging in because I have no equipment. I have nothing to do nothing. I'm gonna have to start looking into that and investing. But most likely I'll do that in the fall when it's on discount because now it's on high price, right? Because it's summertime. So I'll probably wait until the fall and get a tent and those kind of things on sale. Port Huron. Okay. I have to get some stuff sorted out because I want to go turkey hunting this year, not this week, this year. And I know we're going fishing 2 times. I'm joining a group. I'm going with them fishing. I want to fish, but I don't like lake fish. You guys know I don't like the lake. I want to get to the ocean and do ocean fishing because that lake fish just tastes a little, smell a little fishy. So I'm gonna do it for the skill, but I don't enjoy the taste of those fish. One time it didn't taste too bad. We had to really brine it up, but I guess it's the water. The water is just dirty. The water's polluted. It's not even the lake. It's just that things have been polluted and it's ruined for us because things don't taste right no more. Sounds like I need to sweep. Girl, you got to be at the next one because it's going to be in Ohio, so you better be at the next one. I think you're right. I think it's the mercury. It don't taste right. It don't taste right. Yeah, I thought maybe you didn't know about it, but yeah, you're in Ohio, so it's not like it's far. So I expect to see you if I go, see you there and see well, maybe not Miss Shirley, I don't know if she can manage, but people who are at TLC in the garden, um, just bump into you guys and see you guys while I'm there. Urban gardening, make sure you get the 3-season sleeping bag and tent. Okay. See, I don't even know what that means, but I'll have to ask.
Yeah, I need another sleeping bag. Another tent. I
Wally
have
World
a
has
regular tent.
okay, I'll check Wally World. My parents were into that. They did all that stuff, but stuff breaks down, it leaks, damages, and they throw it out, and they never really replace it because we weren't going anymore. So we have to now take up those things and do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I know ahead of time and I can get there, I can go there because I used to go to Detroit all the time. And I should have went to Buffalo today, but maybe I'll go in a couple of weeks. I want to go to Menards and get all those seeds. You guys keep talking about these seeds. I went to the PV Mart, as I said today, to see the chick. They have chicks there, but they got some supplies. They have seeds from the companies you guys get in the States that don't come here. The seed company called West Coast Seeds. I hear some people
okay.
talking about West Coast seeds. They have a display there, and they have some things I've never seen before. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't buy anything. I'm like, calm down, you're on a budget because Gina has us on a budget. So I didn't buy anything today, but I know next time I go get supplies, I'll go and pick it up because they have different chicken feeds. I want to give it a try. Yeah, my parents did all that. We had a repair kit. We had a bike repair kit to fix our tire. Like they were doing all of that, and it's like, I guess when your kids don't take up these things, it's kind of like, why are you keeping all the stuff? So they kept the fishing poles. They kept the golf clubs. My dad has those antique golf clubs, like the ones like Flintstone, and certain things they kept, but not everything because we weren't using it. And the sleeping bag is worn out. We were sleeping in the house with those things sometimes because my dad wouldn't put up the heat. No, they're not on sale, but I want to just go because I see Mike Chaotic and Renaissance going to Menards. I want to just go and clear up the Menards store. Next time there's a sale, I'll just drive to Buffalo and go clear up the Menards rack. Yep, so I'm gonna get a tent. I'm gonna get a winter camping. Cheap tents are thin and made from no. We don't want no beach over here. I live in the cold, so I need warm.
Yeah, that's the kind that I have, and that's what I need, a real tent, one that's made out of just that thin fabric is cool and everything for summertime.
For shade,
But I
that's
need
a
a
shade.
real,
Yeah.
I need a real one.
Waterproof. That's gonna stand up to stand up to that kind of stuff.
One where I could put wood burning stove in there.
That
Yeah,
too. That
that's
too.
that's the one that I want.
And yeah, this store had a lot of stuff, like wood burning pellets. Like I'm like, okay, like I'm watching the people who are in the store, and it's like a lot of people are really into this stuff, but they don't always talk about it. But I'm there and I'm like, there's a lot of people. And the chicks are so cute today. I was like, oh, they're so cute. I'm like, we're not going there. We're not going. Well, I took a video clip for a short, so I'll show you guys that a snippet. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who are preparing or just living that kind of camping off grid experience. So I'll get my supplies, but I gotta keep within the budget. I gotta keep, grinding and just keep doing it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. But I'll look for a sale. I'm gonna make sure I get the camping shower, get the water filtration, get certain things, the sleeping bag, thermal socks, get certain things set up. I need definitely a fire. That's gonna be cold. Something to keep warm. Outdoor cooking is gonna be important. Toileting, exactly, toilet or something to privacy. You can use the washroom. Um, just things like that.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, and we'll see where it goes. Because even at my house, I'm looking for an indoor kerosene heater so that I have a fireplace, but I just need to make sure I have a kerosene heater so that we can all go in one room and we can just keep warm if need be. Um, oh, Erica's saying GT. I'll put it on the screen. GT Junior, I think TP tent is what you should look into.
Okay, I'm gonna get on Amazon and I'm gonna look it up or wherever I need to
Hey,
go.
Brampton.
What up with you, Brampton?
Yeah.
Um, and now
So
that I know it's called Three Season, I can actually put that in the search bar and look it up because eventually I just want to have one. I don't. It's too cold to be bugging out in Alaska. We get
yeah,
some
Monique,
negative.
I have that store. I love that store. It's not near me, but I've had two backpacks from them, and each backpack has lasted me 10 years. No word of a lie. The only thing that wears out is that waterproof interior coating. But I've had my whole high school and university was the same backpack. It cost $100 and something at the time, but that was worth it. And I have another backpack from them, and that backpack is still going. I don't use it as much, but Mountain Equipment Co-op is the store. So
Okay.
I don't even know where it's near me, but where did I used to go to? Was there one? I know there's one downtown Toronto, but I think there's one on the west side near Saga or I don't know, somewhere. But yeah, I know that store. And there's another store. I want to say Dickies, but that's an American store. It's called Cabela's.
Yeah.
Cabela's. We have that here. They have stuff there as well. I think the nearest one for me is in Barrie, which is not near, but if I'm going for a drive somewhere else, I'll pass through and see what's there and get some I need some rain boots though, because I even for the chickens, I need some rain boots. So I'll probably go there and see if they have some good quality. Yeah, don't get I know I wasn't about to get no chicks because chicks gonna cost me money with a heating pad and then the brooder. And before you know it, you spent no chicks right now. I heard somewhere that Wally will be clearancing some of their camping items every other month. I did see propane tanks there for $5 last month, but then okay, I'll start. I haven't been to Walmart in a while because it's not far, but I don't really go to Walmart. I don't really go to Walmart, so I'm gonna have to pop in there just to see what's in the camping section. It's not even just for camping, even just for being at home and surviving. If something goes left, there's some things that you can use. Like I need a mini outdoor camping cooker so I can even go in the garage and cook. Um, and I have a barbecue outside, a charcoal. So just some other things to make me, just in case the power goes out or whatever, I am good to go. And 3 seasons. Which one of the seasons gets left off? Nothing. I think I think spring and summer must be combined into one. I think, and then fall and winter. That's what I'm thinking. Because you know, I still have all that stuff from them. I bought 4 season. Oh well, a 4 season tent. So I don't know what for Everest and a huge backpack. Yeah, my backpack is still going. So I'll check them out too because they specialize in camping and backpacking and mountaineering, I guess it's called. I'll check them out. But I don't know if they have sales though. But I guess you get what you pay for. Because I can vouch for their quality. They can't stop walking. Their stuff lasts for years, and that's what you need to remember. What we have a saying in Jamaica. It translates basically the cheapest is the dearest. So when you're cheap, it end up costing you more. So just pay the money for something good quality from the beginning, and you'll get more life out of it. Um, one second here. You need a bug out yurt with a camp stone and firewood. That's what we are just talking about. So it's called a camp stone. Okay. I'm gonna have to
A
say that's
York?
the store. Yes, sale. That's the other store. Cabela's and sale. I think Cabela's more maybe pew pews though. Um
A Yort? You need
a
a
yurt.
bug out Yort. So I guess it's called Yort, the type of tent that
Yurt.
she's talking about.
Like a yurt.
Mm.
It's like a round one. It's like a round one.
Oh,
And it has
okay.
no like it's not a like a hard it's all round. And I think the design makes it more efficient with heating and cooling. Um, you know, I see a few people have that on the platform. They're showing that okay, Bass Pro Mills and Vaughn. I know there's Bass Pro Mills and I know there's another Lee Valley, which is not camping, but those are stores I don't frequent because it's like I don't feel like going over there.
All
Um,
right, Urban. I gotta go. My
Take care. Thanks.
gotta
I'm
get
not saying
woke
much
up.
longer. Yeah, I'm there now. I'm here in Niagara now. Brampton. Right now. I'm in Niagara.
All right,
So
have a
take
good one,
care.
Urban.
So I'm in Niagara now. So I went to PV Mart for the first time in Grimsby, and I got some stuff for the chickens that I can't get at the only store that I can go to in Caledon. Like all these stores for like camping and livestocking are all way outside of the city. And I am sometimes don't feel like driving. If I'm being driven, I'll go, but I don't like driving. Sale is great too. I don't have one. Actually, maybe I do have one near me. That's maybe a lie. I have to check. I know Vaughn has Bass Pro, which is fish. The emblem is about fishing, but I know there's Cabela's and I know there's sale. So I gotta check it out. Sleeping bags have a temperature rating. You can add vapor barriers and additional liners to get the temperature below freezing. Okay, that's good to know because I need to. I live in a cold climate, so I should have some of those things that even if I have to use it in my house, if the power goes out, I can keep myself warm. And that's why we had them. We had sleeping bags, all kind of big blankets and stuff that had thermal rating to keep ourselves warm as kids. Didn't have a problem. Anything happened, we were fine. Now, I ain't got nothing. Quality, not quantity. Yeah, I'm just scrolling down. I'm not saying much longer because I think we're finished in Niagara. We're going to head back to St. Catharines. So just hopping around, getting some stuff done. You get what you pay for. Oh, camp stove. Yeah, definitely the camp stove. It's like a Mongolian tent. Yeah, yurts are cool. And big round tents used in Asia. Yes, a Tibetan teepee. Okay, everyone, you all know. You guys are very informed. We can make rocket stoves out of 10 instant. I know you can, but I think you can buy one at Amazon. It's not that expensive. Oh, Lee Valley's expensive. Okay, I ain't. They have one thing there that I want that I saw. I saw from what's her name again? She hasn't been on YouTube in a long time. Tasha Oshie Grows. Tasha Oshie Grows. She had this thing she used for the WI no MIG grow off the grow off from before, and she used something in the 5 gallon bucket. And the only place I've seen it for a reasonable price is Lee Valley because Amazon is ridiculous. The insert for the bucket to make it like self watering. I saw that there, so that's why I want to go to Lee Valley. Yurt is like a big round tent, easier to keep warm. They rent them here in the winter to go camping. Okay. And then my bosses, well, my she retired now. My bosses son and her husband go ice fishing. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. But the quality has gone way down since 2020. Hold on. It's just Stoke Seeds is having 50% off seed in store this week. They're just off of St. Catharines. Okay, let me put that in my phone because we're heading that way. Had I known, I would have gone there on the way here because we went, and I was gonna buy seeds for like Stoke Seeds in store Niagara on the Lake. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll see if they mind me stopping because I already stopped at PB Mart. Um, but if there's seeds on sale, I want the seeds. Okay, take time, Nick. I know the chat's gonna be on tonight, so I'll see you later if I'm back in time. Otherwise, I'll be in the bushes. Gotta go slang some more water on my plants. It is. It's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. And I don't know about you guys, but I find my pots aren't absorbing the soil. It's just soil. The water. It's not sinking deep. Yeah, ice fishing. So that's pretty much it for me. It's almost 2 o'clock. Thank you all for rolling through. I'm just checking in on everybody. I haven't been live at my usual. It's just a busy time. Saturdays, end up being a whole day of just running around. You must be close to Williams Dem Seeds. Yeah, ice cream. I'm gonna see if I can. So next week, I think I can be back. It's just hard to say because summertime is, how it is. Time you have weddings and this and that and outdoor projects and painting and repairing and is Williams Dam in Hamilton? Maybe, I don't know. I'm in Hamilton a lot too, but I never heard of that. So hold on, Williams in Hamilton. Oh my goodness. It's in Dundas. It says here. It says 279 Hamilton, Highway 8, Dundas. You guys are telling me all this. I didn't even know about these places. Didn't even know about these places. Directions. It is, yeah, it's out because I'm in Niagara now. So it's 57 minutes due to traffic. It's past Hamilton, but it's not too far. Dundas is not. Okay. That might be a stop another time. Okay. I'm going to thank you for that. I'm going to check that out. That's because it's too depressing to you guys are cold. Yeah, I'm telling you. Y'all remember paint your chicken's toenail. I ain't painting those. Yeah, 279. That's what I just found. So that is in Dundas, Ontario. That's not far. But I think I'm gonna try to get to Stokes today because I'm not gonna be in St. Catharines and I don't know how long that sale is gonna be. And people just buy the whole shelf. So thank God I don't have Mike's Chaotic over here because the whole shelf would have been gone. I've ordered seats from there. Prefer Stokes selection. Okay, thank you for that tip. I'm going to drive there and check them out. If they're open late enough, I'm going to check their hours because we'll see. And yeah, ice cream's always better over here in the outskirts of Toronto. They have better ice cream. Okay, thanks for popping through, guys, and we'll talk next week. I'm probably going to do a pop-up in the garden just to show you what's going on because as per usual, it never gets finished. So let me just show you what's happening in the garden now, and you will see how things are progressing. Remember, always be kind to yourself, be kind to others, take it one day at a time, and be the best you that you can be. And you can drop #urban to drop your link so people can find you. I'll let the live run for another 5 minutes, just running, but drop your link so that other people can find you and you can connect and see what else is out there. Okay, guys, have a blessed day. Hey, Ghetto, you're hiding in the bushes. Seed haul if I get seeds, if they let me go to the store. We'll see.